Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode, I will be doing turn 4 for the Russians in Russia Besieged by Compass Games. So we're into winter, and the first and second impulse of the winter, as rolled by the Axis in the previous episode, both are snow. So we have a severe winter conditions in effect. The effect of winter on the Axis is that their units suffer from, need to use the rules for combat supply. All Russian units have combat supply. German units, the only ones really are the SS, Finns, and a few other little exceptions, but the majority of the Axis are without combat supply unless they are in or adjacent to a major or minor city. As you can see on the turn track, the Russians will be receiving some reinforcements. I do need to correct an error that I'd made with regards to some of the Russian reinforcements. So let's remove that down and bring up the Russian reinforcement track here. Blow that up a little bit. Couple of units, this one and this one, I'd missed that they're actually written in red, which means they are garrison units, and I couldn't remove them from the towns that they were in. So they helped bolster the Russian defense from turn 2, 3, and we're now starting turn 4. So I will do a correction on that. Essentially, those two units, one is sitting here and another one's actually in the dead pile. So what I will do to correct that is I will use Russian replacements from this turn, put those two units back. Okay, so I've done that. I've basically put those two units back to the Tbilisi and the Krasnods, whatever that town's called. Krasnodar garrison are back in effect. That's spent 11 of the current Russian replacements. They were on 17 now, but now that's cost 11, so they've got 6 left. And now they're at 6 oil. That's for the replacements. Also, what they can build for the first time in the game is their shock armies. Look on this actual chart here. If I can bring it up. And at the bottom here, November 1941, they can get their first shock army. So to build a shock army requires an armored unit and infantry. Right, they look like infantry corps, mechanized corps, infantry corps, but the Russians don't have infantry corps, do they? No, all their infantry are armies. Interesting. Okay, I need to check the rules on that. Okay, so it's any mechanized unit and any infantry unit to build that shock army. And I can build it as if it was a normal replacement. So I've still got 6 replacements. So I'm going to spend 5 of those. And these go on the chart here. That unit there. And I've got 6 oil points. So I place that there. Okay, and then it looks like I've got to spend additional oil, 1 additional oil point. So I've spent 3, that'll be 4 oil points. That leaves me 2, 4, and 1 infantry replacement point to go forward into the next turn. And that allows the Russians to bring on their first shock army. These get stronger as the war progresses. Technically, if you look at that, I've got 8 points there, and it's down to 6. However, those two stack together. It's now this could stack with another unit, whereas those two that be at maximum stacking. So it's a concentration stacking as opposed to concentration strength. All right, so I can bring that unit on, and I also can bring on. We are in November, so we've got a couple of more para units. A couple of units coming in on the east. Got a unit arriving in Baku and the Voronezh. WGC. Okay, so let's put the Baku garrison in Baku. Now that's not in red, so can be used straight away. I'll put the Voronezh in there. Both airborne units arrive in Moscow. Now, one of these can stack for free in Moscow. The other two add to the normal stacking set. Hex is now, well, technically another core could actually stack there. We will build the shock army in Moscow. And then these other 2 units, they're arriving from the east. Remember, they don't use up rail movement on the turn they arrive. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the Germans, if they're in or adjacent to a city, they are at full combat strength. If they're not, they are at half rounded up combat strength. Now, this is, to me, an attritional game. Whereas with the Germans, I've been trying to do force preservation and attacking at fairly high odds. With the Russians, as they have a very high replacement rate, I intend to attack as best as possible, but not being too worried about if it's a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1, a low odds attack. Hopefully, okay, they'll take losses, but they will start to bleed the Axis forces in and around them. Okay, here's another interesting little one. Looking at the movement charts, as I say, obviously this is my first game. Snow, all units got half movement, fair enough. As we move along, the Russians, armor and guard and shock all have 2. The Russian infantry, which normally don't have any movement in the second impulse, in snow, actually get a movement point. I am quite surprised by that. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so with half movement, most of these Russian units will not be able to get close enough in the first impulse to engage, especially the Army Group North in and around here. Remember, let me just get the advantage of Vassal. So those are in combat supply. Those aren't. And where's Smolensk? So combat supply, and obviously combat supply. I wonder if there's an easy way to mark that. No. This area of the front, there is Nothing. So these are out of combat supply. But the Russians aren't particularly strong in this area either. Well, I do want to launch an attack on this. However, that would probably be in a second impulse. But let's move up to engage. Make sure nothing else is marked moved. There's no point moving up now to engage it. Well, is there? As I say, I want to attack at low odds. Quite happy. That is classed as a forest at the present moment. The combat effect of the terrain of the forest is -1 DRM. You do not treat out effect. Right, okay. Is there any way to improve the odds? No, we've only got. Okay. So let's move that there. 1, 2, 1. So they will engage that next impulse, and we've got 16. They'll be able to attack at 16 at 4-3. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting ready for the second impulse. Now, Shock Army, what's his movement? In the snow, it's 2 movement points. The Russian rail allowance in snow is, well, yeah, rail capacity. It's not affected by weather. So July, yeah, is 5 units in total, only 2 in the second impulse. We don't really want to attack the Germans where they are really strong, as in normal defense lines. I'm going to rail the Shock Army, and it's in the second impulse, it's got 2. So he can rail to there. Let's bring up a rail. Okay. Right, so we've used. Okay. So moving the front line forward, again, do not want to move adjacent because we'd have to attack. Is it time to start attacking the Finns while they're weak with the Russians? Why not? So let's rail this infantry unit into Leningrad. Actually, not rail that unit into Leningrad. Let's rail one of the Eastern boys into Leningrad. He's free. Okay, quite happy with the defense here and here. Right, this unit that's in Riga is going to die at the end of this turn unless I pull him out. So we're going to try to evacuate it. It's done its job, held the city for enough time, slowed down the Germans, but it's time to evacuate. Let's have a look at the sea movement. table. Question, where am I going to evacuate him to? I've just put an extra. Okay, I haven't moved that unit yet in Leningrad. Let's see if this unit evacuates first. Right, so we have the sea movement table. Right, so first point there's -2 modifier. It controls its own major naval base, yes. For each other port control at the start of the impulse. They don't control any other port there. Destination hex within 9 hex of a friendly air base? No. Destination hex within 4 hex of an enemy major naval base? No. Each other enemy port within 4 hexons of the destination hex? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. +1 is destination within 9 hexes of an enemy air base. It is. Doesn't say if it's restricted by weather, so and sea movements and evacuation +1. Yes, so it's a straight roll on this dice. Here we go. Low is good. 10. They got sunk. That wasn't very good. However, I believe that now goes to the replacement pool rather than to the if they'd surrendered, which they would have done at the end of the turn, that unit would have been permanently removed from the game. And I think we're going to do the same thing for the Odessa garrison. However, that's a little bit more likely to succeed because we have control the major port, -2, quite a few other ports controlled, 1, 2, how many other ones? 3. That says it's -5. Wouldn't do that, would I? -5. No, I don't think anything else. Each other friendly port, no. Okay, +1, so it's -4. 6. Sea movement aborted, return to port, 1 step loss. Oh, they ain't getting out then. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Are the Russians really strong enough elsewhere? Okay, so let's see. Remember, if you end up adjacent, you got to do soak off attacks. So, still not great, is it? Not really that strong as I thought they might have been. But okay, I'm going to move this unit by rail and bring him to here. So we'll put a rail marker on him. Second unit, the unit that's already in there. Sacking maximum 2 of these armies, I'm going to bring to here. I'm also going to bring that other unit from the east into the same location. So that's now 2 units. So that's 3 units moved by rail. Again, move him to there. Okay. Got the new unit in Baku. I can rail him for nothing, so I'm bringing him forward. Oops. I'll bring him in here. Yeah, so that's a free rail. This guy, I'm going to move 1, 2 to in there. One, 2 to there. What I want to do is in the second impulse mass an attack on these guys. Now, this guy here was the second impulse reinforcement last time. I could have moved him for free last time by rail. I didn't. I will now bring him into here, but I will count him against the rail capacity. So I think that's now 1, 2, 3. 4 of the Russian 5 rail capacity used. And I think I will bring the Rostov. And there we go. That's the Russian rail capacity used now. Do we want to bring the Sevastopol garrison out? Yes. 1, 2. Pity I can't put a label on these guys. Remind me I can't move them. Oh, I can. Change label. I'll put garrison on him. I think this can be released sometime during 42 from memory. I suppose they're a bit worried about the Turks joining the Axis. Right. Now the Guard cavalry, half movement rate. They can move 4. But only 2 during the second impulse. They can join in the attack on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want to move this mech unit? 1. No. I think it's useful as a second line. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think we're more or less ready for the second impulse. Oops, got to move. I've got to move him. Oh well. 1, 2, joining that attack there. Right. Okay. So any actual attacks These don't have to attack because of the river. There's no one adjacent at this in this actual impulse. So there is no combat phase. So we now go to the second impulse, where we do get some more units for the Russians. November, December. These are coming in particular places. Okay, let's have a look at that. Partisan. So that means we'll have now two partisan units. Place that makes cutting the German supply a bit easier. We have a new Leningrad, another Leningrad unit. Archangel. Isn't that over here somewhere? And Kalin. Oh, where's Kalin? Quite close to the front. Okay. Okay. So most of the Russian unit infantry now can move one movement point. So let's move those to there. Maintain the garrison of at least one unit in Leningrad. Okay, so we want to attack this unit. Where's the shock army? All right, so that can go 1, 2. Cavalry can go 2, 1, 2. Now if we move, you know what? One that's going to actually attack that unit. And we can get another 11 there. And that can now start forming a defense line there. There. They'll stay where they are. They'll stay where they are. Or will they? Because now we want to launch some form of attack here and here. Okay. Should actually get rid of the rail counters. It's actually quite difficult for the Russians to get enough units to hurt. But let's do this. Okay. So I'm not spending hours on calculating exact odds. One, it won't be very interesting viewing. Actually, we don't need that one. keep those two there. Do we have any need for any more? Could do a power drop, but I haven't really worked out, is that really useful? So at the end of the day, I come up with a conclusion, not yet. The axes are still quite strong. Okay. All right, let's go with that. If I bring up the combat results table, as you can see here, we're going to start here. So there are combat attack of 10 versus 5. No other modifiers I can see. Ten to 5. Two to 1. There's no actual modifier for it being winter or anything like that. So 2 to 1 with a 3. Not good. TR. All defending units are retreated 2 hexes. 1, 2 back towards Helsinki. Do we want to advance? Don't want to be too far. Remembering the Finns won't attack Leningrad. So yeah, why not? We advance into the hex. Okay. Moving along the front. Okay, so we're going to do the attack on this unit first. So we have 6, 12, plus 11, 23 to 3. Not in combat supply. There's a good point on that one, actually. Germany would be 4. 12 to 4, 3 to 1. Diddled the Russians there. Let's just go back on that D1. Any units suffer step losses? Yeah, okay, so there's 1 step loss. Because the German unit there is actually half strength, but without combat supply. So the Finn was at 2, the German unit's at 2, that's 4. It was 12 to 4, 3 to 1. 3 to 1 with a 3, the D1. So he is eliminated. And then the Finn has to retreat. So, right, okay, so back to here. So it was, what was it, my odds again? 12 and 11, 23 to 3. 7 to 1, 7 threes, 21. 7 to 1, and it's a -1 for the terrain. 7 to 1 with a -1. 8. DE. Not bad. Again, can occupy. So we'll send him in. I'll put the shock army in. Then this one, 6 to 2. 3 to 1. -1. The terrain. Ooh, 3 to 1, 10, 9. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Okay. Right. So the main attack that's coming in is on this hex here. So we've got Sokov's here and here. So let's do the main one coming in here. So that's got a defense of, the armor's 4, the infantry is 3, so that's 7. So we've got 9 there and 6 there. 9 and 6 is 15. I can take another 6 from there. 15 plus 6 is 22. 7, 3 to 1 on this hex. Now, can we use Zukov? Yes, we can. He can be used aggressively in this from this turn onwards. So we'll put him in there. So 3 to 1 attack on this hex at +1. 5, 3 to 1. X2. Exchange. Both sides suffer 2 step losses. If either player has only 1 step to right, any surviving defending units will retreat 1 or 2 hexes. Both sides suffer 2 step losses. Oh, there's an armored unit in there. So it's a straight 3 to 1 with the 4. D1. Yeah. Because it's -1 on the dice for the armor. +1 for Zukov. Okay. D1. It's almost a better result for the Russians. The armor has to suffer the step loss, and they are pushed back 1, the 2 hexes, 1, 2. Do they want to occupy? Why not? Okay. Now that means, so 1 unit from here hasn't been used yet. So the defense of this hex is 4, 8, no, yeah, 4, 8, 9. Infantry. We've got 1, 6 from here. I'm going to bring 1, 6 from here. So that's going to be 12 to 9, 1 to 1, with a -1 because of the armor. Eight becomes 7. BR. Battle rages. The battle is unresolved and both sides take 1 step loss. No retreat or advance occurs. If the BR result happens in the first impulse, units are locked and go up for the second. Okay. Interesting. So both. So he again is flipped. I will flip an infantry. Okay. Then we've got a couple of the Sokovs. So we've got the 7 attacking this stack. They are at 4 for the armor, 2 for the infantry. So 6, that's 1 to 1 with a -1. 1 to 1, 1. Well, that didn't work out too well, did it? A2. We'll take it. 2 step losses. Okay. But it leaves them adjacent, doesn't it? Okay, and then we have 1 unit from here. 1 of the 6s attacking this bunch here. We've got defense of 4 for the armor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 to 9. 1 to 2 with a -1. 9 becomes an 8. Attack or retreat, AR. So that unit. That to the Sokolov. 1 or 2 hexes. 1 hex will do. Okay, moving further down. So attacking this hex. We have defense of 3, 6. So attacking it, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's 16. 16 to 6. 2 to 1. 5. Both sides have got armor in there, so it stays 2 to 1 with the 5. BR, battle rages, both sides lose a step, wasn't that? What's going on there? Both sides lose a step. Bit on that, and it's got to be on the armor if armor are involved. Otherwise, it's on the largest unit. Just done that. Is there any other attack? Anything I've obviously missed combat wise? No, I think that's it. Okay. Remove all the move markers. Any more train? Yeah, delete that. Okay. Right, so that was quite bloody for the Germans. Both sides took losses, but again, theoretically, the Russians can rebuild theirs. Whereas we saw with the German replacements, it don't go too far, does it? And now the Finns are in a little bit of bother, and their replacement is low, so the Germans might have to send something by sea to bolster them up as well. Okay, got to replace the partisans, and we've got 2 of them to place now. So now last time I can't place them within 5 hexes of this police unit. Where they're going to cause maximum bother, there's a lot of rail lines coming through. Ah, that's a good point. Check this guy's status. Okay, so this person is permanently eliminated from the game. So he goes to the POWs, which means Odessa falls because it's in zone of control, and also Riga has fallen, which gives the access to more cities. We can then now total to 12 major cities. Okay. Yes, partisans. There's no really great place to place them at the present moment. But if we can, like I say, can't go within 5 of him. I would like to limit south. See, they're going to get supply that way as well now. What if we put it there? Then it still comes through this way. We need 3 to cut the supply off. We only got 2. Well, let's limit. And up here, we've still got 1, 2, 3, sort of 4 supply routes. So, okay, I'm going to put them in the prepare. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's too close to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's still too close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Limit the supply this way a little bit. Maybe there's an article somewhere on how to effectively only 2 partisans, 3, and that would be interesting. Okay, I think that pretty much concludes everything on it. Let me just check the sequence of play, make sure I haven't missed anything. Turn Russian supply status. Everybody else is okay. Yeah. Advance the turn marker. Bum, 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 bum. There it is. So we're going to be in the next episode doing turn 5, start of 42. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, you know what button to press. If you would like to subscribe, that'd be brilliant. More subscribers allows the algorithm to allow other people to see what I'm doing. And finally, any comments, positive, or if I appreciate it, if I'm making any mistakes, again, that would help. But until next time, bye, Internet.